Starbucks, the king of coffee, a true American icon and the best friend of morning commuters worldwide. Right? What if I told you one of their more primary business models in recent years operates very similarly to a bank? And no, not just because they make a shed load of money, even though they do, what with their revenue reaching a whopping $36.18 billion in 2024. However you feel about this controversial coffee giant, there's no argument that they're, without a shadow of a doubt, the pinnacle of coffee shop success, no matter how overpriced they are. The company was founded by Gordon Bowker, Zev Siegel, and Jerry Baldwin. They initially operated the company as a coffee bean wholesaler business, bringing high-quality coffee beans from Europe. They did this because Bowker had gone to Europe and had his mind blown by a decent-tasting coffee in Rome, and saw potential considering all Americans were drinking back then was trashy diner coffee and cheap instant coffee. So he got his friends involved and Starbucks was born. 1971 in Seattle with its crude original logo. They grew this way, slowly and steadily, until 1981, where they had 4 shops in Seattle alone. They didn't serve drinks, but rather sold people little bags of high-quality coffee beans. They were doing well, and Howard Schultz, an ambitious, hard-working young man who had started from nothing, heard about them because the company he was vice president of, Hammerplast, was one of Starbucks' suppliers. He went down, tried their coffee, and immediately got addicted. He demanded to join, despite the founders not feeling the same. He persisted, though, feeling unfulfilled in his current job no matter how well he was doing. He persisted and persisted and persisted some more until they caved in and let him win. Whilst the others had been fixated on the taste of the coffee, Howard traveled to Italy and fell in love with the experience, the vibe, the aura of being in those coffee shops. The staff knew the customers, called them by name when their coffee was ready, the fancy recipes like lattes, strange little drinks no American knew about. When he rushed home to tell the others his plan, telling them that they had to become a restaurant instead of a retailer, they told him to f*** off. We're a retailer, not a restaurant. Things are going fine. Howard became upset by this and left Starbucks in 1985, staying on good terms with them, but being adamant that they had to be a restaurant. So he started his own coffee shop. Got told it was a terrible idea because he was selling for $3 a cup, and the average price was only 50 cents back then, leaving Starbucks as a bad idea, blah, 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 blah. But after persisting, as is a theme with this guy, he managed to get investment and started his own coffee shop, his own Italian coffee shop, Il Giornale. Then the Starbucks founders, 2 years later, decided to sell, so he brought together as many investors as he could for the idea of buying Starbucks. One of them really liked the idea, and completely snaked him. He told one of his friends about it, and a friend invited him to his office to meet one of the senior partners at a law firm, Bill Gates Sr. Gates' dad sat Schultz down with the investor who was snaking him and told the investor to back down and let him realize his dream. Let Howard Schultz do this. So he did, and the rest was history. But what about the bank part? Relax, we're getting there. Fast forward to the modern day, and Starbucks don't just make money from selling coffee. Ever hear of the Frappuccino effect? It's when a Starbucks moves to a particular area and real estate prices skyrocket. No joke. The average home in the States grew in value by around 65% between 1997 and 2014. 95% if it was within a quarter mile of a Starbucks. This is so lucrative. Starbucks literally has a team of people dedicated to buying the location and finding it before the neighborhood prices increase. Part of this is because they're so good at picking up and coming neighborhoods, but it's more or less become a self-fulfilling prophecy at this point because a Starbucks opening in an area means restaurants and shops are going to follow it, making it more busy and essentially gentrifying the area. The company is so powerful, they gentrify entire areas. Some people hate this and protest against what they believe to be a big corporation gentrifying, homogenizing, and stripping the culture out of small towns, but say what you will about it. It is good business and a testament to how good that team is at picking locations. This hasn't stopped people from protesting and marching against the company, though. But you are crazy if you think that's gonna stop them. This will likely only continue in the near future as they relentlessly expand. However, I know, before you get your pitchforks out, this has nothing to do with the banking system, the true core of the modern day Starbucks business, the reward points system. The genius of this system is that instead of paying by cash or card at Starbucks, you can put money into your account on the app and pay through there. This gives you more points to redeem more free coffee. Starbucks have the big loyalty app. Out of every restaurant in the world, people trust Starbucks to keep their money in exchange for coffee. Thanks to this, the company can take the war chest of deposited cash they get through the numerous points and gift cards people continuously purchase for Starbucks, and they can take it to invest in rampant expansion, reorder from suppliers where necessary, and take it from one place where it isn't useful to somewhere it is. Like a proper, full-blown bank. It's estimated that people's balances total somewhere in the region of billions. Money Starbucks can spend as they please. All they have to do is give coffee. Since that money won't be spent all at once, and it can't be withdrawn once deposited unless spent at Starbucks. In December of 2020, over $3 billion was loaded into these gift cards. Imagine all the people who never even use those and just keep their money there. That's how the company really makes its money from gift cards. It's how all companies really make their money from gift cards. People buying gift cards and then never actually redeeming them. If Starbucks was a bank, it would be in the top 400 biggest in the USA, truly proving and cementing that Starbucks is a true corporate giant. To keep learning even more about business, be sure to watch my video on investment banking, all the common misconceptions surrounding investment banking and its business model, and how, unlike Starbucks, it isn't actually a bank at all. If you love this episode of Business Capped, be sure to like the video so the YouTube algorithm can do its thing and I can keep on making more informative videos like this one. Comment what you want to see a video on next time, and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this one. This was Business Capped. God bless you all. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night.